You're not going to talk to him like that.
But I am. And what are you going to do to us? And what are you going to do? You're not going to talk to him. Don't play with me. Don't play with him. Don't play with me with him.
No woman is ever going to disrespect my husband in front of me. Never.
Don't play with me. She hit me in my face, and I'll beat your ass. Don't ever get my face again, bitch. Take your asses inside. Try again next time.
Yandy's reaction about these rumors is proof that they're true. Because a hit dog would...
An incident that would become the talk of the season occurred over a lavish dinner held by one of their closest friends. In the vibrant world of reality television, where emotions are often running high and drama happens at every turn, the atmosphere was electrifying with laughter, music, and the clinking of glasses. But below it all, anxiety boiled like a pot on the verge of boiling. That night, Erika, who was renowned for having a fiery and unrepentant attitude, was in unusual form. Everyone was drawn to her exuberant energy, but as the evening wore on, her lighthearted taunting began to take on a more serious tone. She developed an obsession with Macy, a buddy who is frequently witty and upbeat, had been the mediator for their group, but she ultimately took the brunt of Erika's insults. It seemed harmless at first, and the others chuckled, but Yandy's surroundings shifted as Erika's comments grew more personal and biting. The voice of reason and a buddy in the group immediately recognized the change. She had always stood with M, so it made her sick to see her friends suffer under Erika's continual abuse. As M's smile turned to discomfort, Yandy experienced a rush of protectiveness that she could no longer stand. Unchecked behavior, Erika. Maybe you should relax a bit. Yandy suggested that she try to diffuse the situation by using a gentle yet firm tone, but Erika simply laughed and brushed the warning off, dismissing Yandy's concern as an exaggeration. Since Yandy had always been the one to keep things in balance, her frustration grew. Erika, witnessing Mandy's suffering, led her to her breaking point. Yandy maintained that her voice was sufficient. Erika looked at Yandy, and as she lifted her head slightly, her laughter turned to annoyance. "What's wrong with you? You're crossing a line. It's a joke." She rolled her eyes back, and a faint murmur electrified the room. Yandy sensed the brewing clash and felt the crowd erupt in emotion. She was motivated by a strong desire to keep her companion safe as well as feelings of rage and irritation. With her heart racing, she moved toward Erika and said, "It's not a joke if it hurts someone." She talked firmly, yet excitement was coursing through her veins. Erika paused for a second, then made a rebellious face that caught me off guard. "You have no right to lecture me." Yandy's palm instinctively went out and slapped Erika across the face, causing a sharp snap of skin as she responded fiercely. Skin echoed throughout the room, silence descended like a heavy blanket, gasps erupted, and everyone's gaze shifted to the two women as they were taken aback by the sudden turn of events. For a while, Erika stood motionless, her face awash with surprise and confusion. Immediately, her hand moved to her cheek, where the mark of Yandy's disbelief would quickly be replaced by the rage that would linger in her hand. She shouted, "You think you can just hit me?" and moved closer, her hands locked at her sides, prepared to strike back. Yandy, whose eyes gleamed with defiance, was equally enraged and refused to back down. In the middle of the tension, Yandy snapped back, "Enough is enough, Erika. I wish we were friends, but your comments have consequences." When Mendeecees, who had been silently observing the chaos, stepped up at that precise moment, her calm demeanor contrasted sharply with the chaos surrounding her women. "Let's take," as she implored in a steady but concerned voice. "We're better than this. We need to talk, not fight." Yandy and Erika are currently momentarily embroiled in the aftermath of the incident, while the others gradually recovered their composure while still processing the shocking turn of events. After a moment of silence, the group began to disassociate themselves from the dramatic confrontation as they realized how serious what had just happened was. The foundation of their friendship had been destroyed when the night, who had started out so promisingly, plunged into anarchy. New as everyone attempted to get everything back to normal, everyone crowded around Yandy and Erika as the evening wore on, each of them staring at the other with a mix of anger, confusion, and hurt. They were attempting to bridge the gap that had formed by being open and vulnerability. Yandy and Erika both acknowledged their sentiments as they began to analyze the emotional layers that had led to the outburst. Yandy's protective instincts and Erika's struggle to keep her identity in a group that sometimes felt overwhelming, despite the fact that it started as an explosive moment, served as a turning point in their relationship, teaching them the importance of putting boundaries on communication and embracing one another's struggles. Even while reality TV drama could be thrilling, they realized that the relationships they made and the lessons they gained were more important. Ultimately resolved, the event served as a reminder that true friendship is tested in times of conflict as well as a spur for personal growth. The mood lightened, the humor came back, and their relationships became stronger as they hugged it out, proving that even the most stressful, more meaningful relationships can arise from certain circumstances. In the case of reality TV, it wasn't only about the drama, but also about the love and commitment that ultimately led to their relationships.
This all this provoking that's what they want to do, man. This is whack.
See, bitches get threatened when they can't handle the truth. They want to start swinging.
Wait, hold on. Let them clear that out because I promise
We're gonna
you.
walk straight to
No,
the
listen.
car.
I promise you. When one of these girls grab you, I'm gonna go crazy.
Let's go get some.
And if I didn't talk to you, it was a problem. And then it would be, you don't have to do this. And for me, that felt like, don't negate what I have been doing. Don't negate me making sure you and the kids are good. Don't negate the calls I did.
As he sat there in the low light, the weight of the world pressing down on his shoulder, Messi looked around his living room, which had previously felt like a sanctuary, but was now filled with echoes of laughter and love that seemed so far away. His sense of peace had been disrupted by the recent turn of events, and the tension in the air was palpable. The words stabbed him, and he could still hear the acerbic edge in her voice as she finally lost it. Everything seemed different today, even though Yandy had always been his pillar of support and had seen him through the storm. The weight of hidden annoyances and unmet expectations had begun to weaken their once solid foundation. Melody, it started as a disagreement over future plans that never seemed to materialize, leaving promises unfulfilled. The memory came back to him like a haunting. Like a knife, you need to get it together, Ems. I can't keep doing this. He tried to defend himself by claiming that despite his best efforts, all he could see was the finality of it struck him like a thunderclap after Yandy had packed her things and departed, leaving him bewildered and drowned in a sea of regret. The once vibrant mansion had been reduced to a shell, and the terrible silence pervaded the space. The love that had once held them together now felt like a heavy chain tearing them apart, and disappointment ruled in her gaze. The empty spaces in each room are a reminder of the things they had made together. As days turned into weeks, I struggled to understand his feelings as he thought of the life they had envisioned together, the family they had built, and the pictures on the walls that had once represented happy times now acting as painful reminders of what was disappearing. Wished to follow their ambitions together, but as time passed, the weight of his mistakes grew, and he couldn't shake the sense that he had failed Yandy in ways he couldn't fully understand. Seeing the toll it was having on him, friends and family were concerned about his well-being because they could see how this humor had faded and replaced. He tried to project courage by wearing a serious expression that conveyed a lot, but on the inside, he felt as if the walls of his heart were closing in on him as he dealt with the consequences of his choices. He had a flash of optimism one evening as he watched the sunset. Maybe it wasn't too late. Maybe he could still reach out to. His pulse pounded with uncertainty as he took up his phone, and after what felt like a lifetime, he composed a message before hitting send. Yandy feared she wouldn't want to hear from him, but he wanted to patch up the shattered parts of their love. understood that he would need to confront his demons if he ever hoped to bring back the love that had once filled his house. The road ahead would not be easy, but Mendeecees understood that true development often resulted from taking a deep breath, ready to face whatever came as the sun set, casting a golden glow over everything. After that, we believe Yandy and many were putting their relationships issues behind them, but now there are whispers that could ruin everything they've worked so hard to create. However, the most recent one concerns a purportedly covered affair. Yes, you read correctly, in which numerous people are charged with infidelity with Erika, the mother of one of his children, and from. This isn't just a quick meeting, as there are indications that several may have even privately proposed to Erika. Growing evidence suggests it has been going on for some time. Because this isn't the first time, Yandy isn't just devastated, she's having a total collapse. Before Yandy came into the picture, his child's mother, Erika D, had just recently come to light. Many have reportedly been the subject of intense scrutiny, but it appears that things are worse than they have ever been. Let's go back in time a little, closer to her, and it's now evident that they share a bond that transcends it. At first, people thought co-parenting was just empty rhetoric, but where there's smoke, there's always fire. Since they have a child together, Erika and many others need to get along, but the allegations that he has been seeing her for reasons other than their son have made things more tense. Swiftly, and he has reportedly been dating Erika behind Yandy's back for some time. Many people didn't just reconnect with her. This has developed into a serious affair that has been kept secret. We are not referring to informal get-togethers. To put it another way, he has been rekindling his romance with Yandy while didn't realize that this wasn't the first time his past had come back to haunt him. But when you consider Yandy's perspective, the gravity of this circumstance appears unheard of. She believed they were building a future together. Thus, she has helped him through many of his struggles, such as his legal troubles and his jail. She is devastated now because she thinks they were. It is devastating to learn that the man she loves has a relationship with his ex, and to be honest, who wouldn't feel that way? Despite her grief, Yandy isn't one to remain silent. She has been openly criticizing Erika and expressing her emotions. That she is merely a sidekick, but let's face it, there's much more to the problem than that. Erika offers the evidence because she will not stand Yandy's disrespectful treatment of her in the meantime if she doesn't respond. Many of the old photos of herself that Erika shared on social media were shot when the situation was still very much in play. Demonstrate the close relationship that Erika maintained with numerous people, emphasizing the value of their friendship throughout the years. Erika's message is unambiguous. Rather than Yandy being restricted to the sidelines, she suggests that she might have been the one playing second fiddle. The drama is becoming more severe, according to Erika, although Yandy may not be as certain of her part as she believed, and it's hard to not but wonder whether Erika might have given those old photos and supporting stories. An excellent point.
I'll be moving in two different directions, and if I don't speak up right now, I'm gonna be miserable.
And the real surprise comes right when we thought Yandy's situation couldn't get much worse. It appears that he may have even put a ring on it, and several individuals may have pushed things with Erika further than anybody had anticipated, according to trustworthy sources, are suggesting a covert engagement between Mendeecees and Erika. Unbelievably, Mendeecees has been busy getting ready for a future with someone else, and not just anybody. Erika D, the same woman who has caused strife in her family's lives, while Yandy has been struggling to support her family. Yandy's life over the years, Yandy's suffering only worsens with each new discovery. Everyone is talking about the rumor that many are engaged to Erika. If it's true, it might mean that many people have completely moved on from Yandy. People question how long this has been going on behind Yandy's back after they've been together, and the engagement was rumored online.
Sometimes it don't feel like we in a relationship. It feels more like a business arrangement, and it don't seem like you happy. I'm scared to get to a point with no return.
I
had to carry the brunt of this relationship, the brunt of these kids and everything, where I put a lot of my dreams on pause. So now that you're here, there is a part of me that feels like, I want to shoot movies, you know, I want to open up businesses, I want to hire more people.
You can't neglect, you know, our needs or things that you want. If money gonna make you happy and that's gonna fulfill you, what are we doing here?
You feel like I work hard.
No, it's not about work hard. Please let's not make this about work hard, right? Let's just make it about Yandy do what she wanna do, right?
It's been quite the tale of Yandy and Manny getting into trouble before. Following all of Manny's legal troubles, including his incarceration, Yandy stood by him. They even had that extravagant wedding on V Chichen, which appeared like a happily ever after all the turmoil. But remember that Yandy initially startled everyone by disclosing that their marriage was not legally binding. It has never been straightforward for them to manage a mixed family, as many of them have children from previous marriages. Despite the years of baby mother drama Yandy has experienced, she might not be able to cope with this affair and the secret engagement. It seemed as though they were moving on, especially after he was free from prison, even though many people's past had always hung over their relationship. However, their future seems uncertain in light of all this fresh knowledge. Yandy was the glue that held everything together when many were away raising their children. But this betrayal is very painful, particularly when it involves someone Yandy has previously had issues with. It's obvious that their relationship might be at a breaking point if a large number of them are genuinely engaged to Erika.
Let down my whole life. Right? I had expectations, and everyone I had expectations let me down. And I didn't want this relationship ruined.
Did you tell her that?
I told her
that, but did you really mean that?
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't mean it. I wanted to see if she take the exit.
Right.
Like if he giving me sometimes
I'm gonna take it.
Sometimes you give someone an out and see if they take it.
Yeah.
And if they take.
In a recent interview, M finally found himself in the hot seat after going through mental anguish. The community was rocked by his open declaration that he was more enamored with the prospect of marriage than with the experience of true love. Yandy, who had dedicated her life to their partnership through thick and thin and had done everything in her power to keep their family together during the difficult times, found this confession especially upsetting. As the word got out, it became clear that their relationship was in trouble, and Yandy was left at a loss as to whether to stand up for the love they had once had or to leave for his family. Hearing M remark that he was just going through the motions seemed like a smack in the face and prompted major issues about his devotion and affection for her, especially since he was already juggling chaos, legal battles, family conflict, and parenting his children. Good. After all the emotional arguments, she was compelled to think about what she truly desired as the weight of his comments hung heavily. Anyone who knew Yandy knew that she was not one to back down easily. She had shown time and time again that she was willing to defend her family and her beliefs, but this time it was about her own happiness and self-worth. It was normal for her to feel worn out and ready to move on. It was a difficult truth to face when dealing with someone who was emotionally checked out, and fans began to comment and express their thoughts about the couple's situation. Some expressed concern that Mendeecees may seek out a younger spouse after their breakup, while others expressed admiration for Yandy. Others lamented the end of what they saw as a powerful example of Black love and counseled Yandy to prioritize her own pleasure and dignity in partnerships. Complicated. Especially in light of Mendeecees and Yandy's shared past, one must ultimately decide whether it is beneficial to maintain a partnership in which one person isn't fully devoted. Several famous couples had experienced similar problems, and it became evident that leaving is sometimes the best option. Yandy weighed her alternatives and concluded that she should decide what would benefit her most in the long run. Should she give Mendeecees another chance in the hopes that he would fall in love with her again? Or was it time to reclaim her own happiness, or was this the final straw? Everyone in the opinionated world was eager to hear her choice. One thing was clear, Yandy deserved to be with someone who was really dedicated to her. Only time will tell. Everyone was talking about her journey, wondering what would happen to her next. Would she battle for the love that had once united them, or would she find the resolve to move on?